News with Gina.
The News with Gina Grad.
Boy Scouts of America are in trouble as legal claims from former scouts about past sexual abuse continue to pile up. One of the country's biggest and most historic youth organizations filed for bankruptcy recently. The Chapter 11 petition was filed in Delaware as new sex abuse lawsuits have been filed in such states as New Jersey, New York, California, all of which recently changed legal options for victims of child abuse or of childhood abuse. The Scouts still have 2.2 million members and have assets totaling $1.4 billion, but their looming legal liabilities had officials considering filing for bankruptcy for about a year, and now they're going for it.
It's kind of a perfect headline for where we are in our crumbling society. Like Boy Scouts file for bankruptcy.
That's right.
It's like, that's where we're at now.
No more sailor knots.
It's all gone. Now, it's so funny. When I was a kid, my mom was a kind of hippie, and it was kind of the 70s, and I deemed like Boy Scouts and even G.I. Joes as sort of the man kind of stuff. Like that's not for the free thinkers.
Right.
I had a very different kind of take on it. I didn't anything traditional. I didn't like. Like there was, kind of a couple of Boy Scout guys. It's like cut your hair, put this uniform on, stand up straight. And I was like, not for me.
But ironically, that would have been really good for you. It would have been a community of boys who would have been doing activities of strong male leaders.
Dads who talk to you.
Yeah.
The ultimate attention, molestation. I mean, I was craving it. That's what you're inferring.
Well, it is.
That's what I'm inferring. I mean, you're implying.
Yeah. You're intensely focused.
I ended up getting it from football. But yes, that group, the activities, going out camping, and all stuff, I could have used it 1,000 times over. And there is a place for that, and someone's got to figure it out. And I don't know what it is, but just sort of getting rid of institutions that, we do all have this thing where it's like, hey, if one kid is harmed, then it's worth 1,000. But wait a minute, what about upside? Of the people that are learning the super valuable lessons in civics and becoming good citizens. And then also, when you're not turning out good citizens, those people go on to commit crimes and victimize people as well. That's right. I don't know, but I miss it.
Yeah.
I don't miss being in it. I miss hearing about it.
A survey found... Sonny, never a Boy Scout.
Yeah, he did some of that stuff.
Oh, he did?
He did some of that Cub Scout stuff. It's
just a waste of my time.
It's just he's got to be interested. And here's the thing about all that stuff, whether it's math homework or Cub Scouts. You have two choices. Either the kid's got to really be into it, or the parent has to be into it enough for the kid.
For both of you.
Strike one and strike two. We weren't that into it, and he's not that into it. So it's the same with homework.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do it. We don't want to help him. Good. Turn the page, as Bob Seger
or
would say. Yeah, that's right.
A survey found that 64% of women who have a joint bank account with their spouse say they felt pressured into getting that joint bank account. And that may explain why 1 in 5 married women say they have a secret bank account from their spouse. So why are there the secret bank accounts? Well, 50% of those respondents say it was likely that they just like having their own money. 48% had a separate account due to a fear of divorce. 45% said their own account, they just want it in case of financial or medical emergency.
Here's the real answer. Chicks buy stupid shit that guys can't understand. That's what guys can't. You can't explain a $1,300 purse to a guy.
Yeah.
You can't. Like I'm looking at the JanSport, and that's $63 and seems a little rich for my blood. And like, why wouldn't you just get the Santa Anita tote? That's free. They do it on Derby Day. Like,
that's right.
You can't explain $2,000 shoes or $2,000 handbags to dudes.
I get it.
You can't. And I don't know that we can explain $4,000 rims for the Jeep to you.
Right. So
that's
keep
right.
Their money.
Like when you look at a guy and you try to explain to them the handbag, and look, they could be $22,000. But I'm just saying a $1,200 handbag. It's just no guy can ever wrap his mind around that. Now, we understand a $1,300 sectional sofa because that's a better sofa than a $600 sofa. And we can understand a $4,000 sofa because that's better than the $1,300 sofa. But the handbag, you'll never get us.
Right.
And then the shoes and the handbags you never use.
They're for special occasions.
At least the sofa we're sitting on every night.
You know what they're for, and Gina, you have to cop to this. It's for impressing other girls.
Oh, yeah, it's not for you. social status among other women.
We talk about all this stuff, but if that stuff was like, if the guys were, you had a joint checking account, and the guy was like, what? $900 for roofing materials?
I'm outraged.
This is an outrage.
Explain this.
This is a 3-tab presidential shingle, bitch. Come on. You get a 30-year roof we're leasing?
Yeah.
We're going to be here for 10 years. No. It's the bag.
Yeah. You don't understand. When I get Botox, my forehead doesn't move. Isn't it great?
Yes. Yeah. Are you
thing.
angry now or not? I can't tell. Your forehead's not moving.
That's right.
Yeah, I'd say the divorce and that kind of stuff is part of it, but I also think it's stupid shit. I don't think there's... I'm trying to think of... Brian, I'm trying to think of what your stupid thing is, or Chrissy's. Now, some guys don't have stupid things. Some guys have stupid car things. Vacation, that's both stupid things, which is fine, but that's just money. You're spending a lot to go to Maui or whatever that is. But I'm trying to think of what is the stupid guy thing?
I know I have an answer for the equivalent to the handbags. Makes no sense to women. Sports gambling.
Yeah.
On a personal note.
Yeah. Well, sports gambling.
People have told me.
Yeah.
Or even bigger than the man cave.
Well, the sports gambling
at least you spend time down there.
With the sports gambling, it kind of depends how you're doing though. If you're above water,
yes, it does.
then
yes, it does.
That's fine.
Flushing cash down the toilet.
The thing where you put the rims on the Camry is you're spending money and the car's worth less now.
Golf.
Yeah,
is golf the male handbag?
It's still kind of an activity, and he blowing off steam or whatever. I'm still. There's guys who collect Star Wars stuff and figurine stuff and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that I go with. Well, let's talk about the guys for a second. A survey of 1,000 men in both the UK and US found that 1 in 30 of you defecate in the shower.
No.
1 in 30.
1 in 30.
Well,
the number increases significantly for urinating. That's 1 in 3.
That should be 3 to 1.
When it comes to masturbating, I think this is very low. 1 in 20 admitted to doing that in the shower.
Those 19 liars.
And apparently, this is happening a lot because 65% say they shower between 4 and 7 times a week. So you spend a lot of time in there. Defecating in the shower.
No.
How?
Only on accidents.
No. I mean, there's a couple things. I think the guys want to clean their ass. Here's what I'm...
Do tell.
There's lots of ways to do that.
Here's what I'm going to stress. I'm a guy who has no boundaries in that department, but I don't defecate in the shower. My feeling is these are guys who I think they have their cup of coffee, they get into the shower, they feel something percolating.
Rumble.
They realize they're going to have to step out and drop a deuce, but now their ass is all muddied up, and they figure they're going to take care of it while the hot water's flowing. That's all I can think of.
Standing on it.
Yeah.
I can't explain these people. That's gross.
I can't either. The pee...
maybe a drunken...
No, pee should be higher.
You got to do it. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is beating off 20 to 1 versus 30 to 1?
Beating off is, 1 in 20.
Right, versus 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there should be...
Those numbers are not great.
The beating off I get. Well, here's the thing. I'll bet you that beating off in the shower is down 77% since internet porn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Guys can't go in there with their electronics.
Think, yeah.
Right. The spank bank is good, but not when you have the computer open. You don't need it. So I think guys used to beat off in the shower a lot because A, there's a sort of sanitary thing, but B, no one would ever walk in on them or question them or whatever. And we probably have saved millions of gallons of water over the last few years because
thanks to internet porn.
Internet porn, because guys are used to the visual component. They're not going into the shower without the visual component.
That's good.
There's no better place, too, which is a shame. Aside from the Cup Got meeting. Maybe.
You hear that, Bezos, with your Save the Planet $10 billion?
Yeah.
Internet porn. A national association...
I'm picturing those commercials.
Some gray water.
You ever see those commercials for, sink trap fresheners? You put this stick in your sink and your stink, and they always do that thing garlic, vegetables. So they usually steer clear if they never get to the jizz and the poop.
Bodily fluids.
It's always
ejaculate.
They're always just throwing in melon rinds and
carrot peelings.
Yeah, and then that's what's gone south.
That's right.
They never get to this part.
All right. Well, one more poop story. A Texas woman tried to cover up evidence of her drug stash by pooping in the back of a cop car and sticking the dope inside of the pile.
How many? Whoa. Do you think this is the chick at the donut shop or the chick who was jogging around the neighborhood taking dukes? Remember them?
Yeah.
I'll give you a bad sign. Every single commercial I saw growing up for detergent, first things first, grass stains.
Yes.
Like, hey, little Tommy, we're going to get these out of your
That was the
car.
mother's lament, was the grass stains.
The grass stains. I don't think commercials do grass stains
Rug
anymore.
burn.
Yeah, like, he shat himself playing video games. So,
How you
there
getting
you
that
go.
out?
He was going a Fortnite bender for
That's right.
the 14th hour of Fortnite.
Grass stains.
Cheeto dust.
I have kids, and Cheeto dust is a much bigger issue than grass stains. Like, I have kids. The grass stain thing, which was a big part of our world, your uniform,
Between your artificial grass and the kids playing the video games, that's not even a problem anymore.
it was constant grass stains. So it was like constant running hook slides through the schoolyard, through the grass in the back of the whatever. Yeah. They're not addressed.
Bygone days. That's right.
That's right.
Okay, so we basically know she got in the back of the cruiser. She hid 2.3 grams of crack cocaine, a crack pipe, and a Valentine's Day card inside the pile of poop, but a deputy found it. Shannon Martin initially avoided prison because she wrote a letter of apology to the officer who had to dig through and find it. But she violated her probation several times, so she was sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Definitely not a Jew.
Correct.
Could there be a worse time to be a cop? You know what I mean?
No, sir.
Crackheads are taking a dump.
In your-
8-year-old black
in
kids
your
are
car.
throwing
Throwing
buckets of water on you like it used to be. Hi, officer. Hello.
Oh, they're
What
friendly.
seems to be the problem?
Your friendly neighborhood police officer. These are the people in your
right.
neighborhood.
Now it's
over.
crackheads or junkies shitting in the back of your car. Everyone hates you. And every single politician just makes a speech about why we need less of you and how you're not doing your job. And it's like, it's got to suck for those guys.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's going to definitely, like they talk about Pee-wee football is down. It's going to hurt the sport because not everyone's. When I was young, 1 out of every 3 guys played tackle football in some sort of league. Amongst my son's friends, it is a novelty.
It's the same ratio that masturbate in the shower.
Right. That's right, God willing. I mean, I see what you're saying. What I'm saying is there's 2 dudes. There's like Wyatt and another guy, and they play tackle football, and that's out of 20 kids.
Are they kind of looked down upon like, oh?
No,
Can't tie their own shoes.
It's kind of the other way around. Like these guys play
studs.
tackle football. These guys are studs. They do something that scares our kids, but I think they're not. I don't think the moms look at it that way, and I don't think the dads look at it that way. But the kids kind of go like, "That kid's cool because he's out there doing it." I mean, it's like if you were. There's always a one kid when you were young who's like rode competitive motocross or did bronco riding or something cool, like dangerous and cool. It's like, God.
Or like had like a yellow belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Something kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it's not. Your parents wouldn't let you do it,
Right.
but they got to do it, and they kind of feel that way about them. But there's not a young crop of potential tackle football playing kids coming up these days.
That's over.
That's over, and the grass stains have gone out with it. Yep.
The National Association of Realtors crunched some numbers and concluded that marijuana is good for the commercial real estate business. Very good. It seems
commercial.
Yeah, commercial. It
Everyone
seems
needs space.
That states with legal marijuana have seen a big increase in demand for warehouses and storage spaces, and has also boosted the value of property near dispensaries.
Neighbors who are cool.
Yeah.
That was a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Big boon in Colorado and elsewhere.
Yeah, somebody tweeted me earlier that said, my ongoing complaints about the city sort of penalizing those who play by the rules. He basically said, you want to grow pot legally and like comply, it's tons of permits, tons of regulations,
Of course
tons
it
of
is, yeah.
everything, because all the city, I mean, look no further than pot. Like, the government was like, oh, the pot's bad, pot's evil, reefer madness is bad. What about the kids? And at some point, someone went, oh, we're going to make it legal. All right, get your checkbooks out,
Yep.
get in line. Let's see, how do we, what can we
a lot of money.
have an inspector, and then we're going to have a permit, then we're going to have a grow permit, and then we're going to have an electricity overuse thing, and then we're going to tag you for that, and hit you for this. And so all they do is figure out ways to get paid from all these people. But the dudes that are still just growing it in the backyard, they're not getting hit.
Right.
So now you're kind of telling people you could go the above the board kind of way.
But why?
Get your checkbook out, or you could just do it in your dugout in your backyard and make the money that way.
That's
so
right.
It is kind of pushing people into that bootleg world.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Harry Styles narrowly avoided serious injury on Valentine's Day, just getting around to this story, after escaping a knife-wielding robber who pounced on him as he was out and about near his home in London. Britain's Daily Mail reports that Harry's calm demeanor helped diffuse the situation. A friend of the singer's told the paper, quote, he actually played it really cool, quickly giving the assailant cash, keeping himself and the guy calm, and getting the situation over with. But they added he was very shaken up by the robbery. And by the way, that came just hours before his ex-girlfriend, Caroline Flack, who was the host of the TV show Love Island, was found dead at her London home. So tough stuff for
She committed suicide, I think.
It looks like it.
She was kind of bullied online because she was in some domestic shit.
That I don't know.
You got to watch TMZ. So
Exactly.
You
need a rowing machine.
Yeah, get those IQ points up a little and you come join me in my TMZ palace. It could have been extra, to be fair to TMZ. Yeah. She got involved, was arrested for domestic battery. She smacked somebody.
Right.
Like a husband, or a girl, a partner. And then the courts went, and I think they let her out, but the press didn't stop.
Yeah.
That she was physically putting her hands on guys in this case. Although, I don't know. Look, when a guy hits a woman, there's a lot of stigma that goes along with that.
Yeah, it's pretty damning.
A woman hitting a guy, the general default mode of, well, he must have done something.
Yeah.
Got
into a fight.
He was drunk and she was right, or he was caught cheating, or what could she have really done to him? She's 128 pounds soaking wet. You know what I mean? That's how we do it.
Right.
And I still do it that way, that we're supposed to pretend everything's the same, But honestly, if Lynette punched me versus me punching Lynette, I would kill Lynette if I punched her, and she would make me laugh, probably. So there is a difference between the one spouse punching the other, but she got so much grief online, and you forget how, whatever our press is, and the tabloid press, England is us on creatine, and
they've been doing it for a while.
I think that got the best of her.
Jesus.
Well, I just imagine. I mean, y'all deal with it, but I mean, just a never-ending barrage of waiting outside your house and bothering your parents, and how insane that would be. She was supposed to be dating Prince Harry or Prince.
I'm going to leave the rest of the story to you.
I'll take it, and I'll tell you what.
News of AdamCarolla.
There's some breaking J-Lo news. What she's wearing on the red carpet. That's coming up next. She was allegedly with Prince, the one who just moved out here. Is it
Harry?
Harry,
with
yeah.
Meghan Markle,
She was allegedly linked to him and Harry Styles. And then once she got linked to Prince Harry, they were just hanging out in front of everyone's house. Her parents' house. They're camped in front of her parents' house, her friend's house, her sister's house, and I think and then there was this domestic abuse thing. What was that case? Kaylin, I guess she got acquitted or something, but they didn't let it go.
Well, she was charged with assault on her partner in December, and then after that, the papers in England started just running a bunch of tabloids. One of them was headlined "Caroline Smack," and that just went on and on. Post.
So she killed herself. All right. Well, let's write about somebody else.
Yeah.
Next.
On to the next victim. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is a much lighter story, very sweet, because we all know about horrible, horrible airline passengers. The dude that was punching that chick's seat the whole flight. We hear about this stuff every day. This one, a little bit redeeming. So this guy, Mike Good.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
When they break down the game film on the seat reclining, and you have people they're going, well, I'm not defending him, but she did recline his seat and stuff like that. It's like, the seat reclines.
Yeah.
You're allowed to recline your seat.
It does one thing.
And that's it's your choice to do it.
Yeah.
Now, if you get screwed and you're in the very back and you're at the bulkhead like you do on the Southwest flights, in the back of the plane, then you have the only seat that doesn't recline. But you don't get angry at the person in front of you.
Yeah.
And then when people are taking the case and breaking down the game film, they're like, well, but she should have known when she reclined it. Everybody on the plane reclines their seat at one time or another.
They
It's
certainly
their
have the
prerogative.
option to.
Or they have the option to. Now, you have the option to say, I'm eating and I'm against the bulkhead
can you
and you're
give me 10
5'6". Could you do that? And she may or may not. She could comply. But this sort of notion of like, well, I don't know who to side with here.
Well, was it Delta? That's what the CEO said of whichever airline that was. He said,
It was Delta.
You're always supposed to ask the tall person, if they're tall behind you, if you're allowed to recline your seat.
What are you supposed to get it a fucking measure?
I didn't realize that.
Never come up before.
I was going to say, you're tall, Adam. Has anyone ever asked you?
No. First off, can I tell you, like, Coach is basically Thunderdome. You know what I mean? You've made an agreement to enter the dirtiest, most horrible, wretched people of the planet with small seats and shitty food. We've all made the deal with the devil. We're going to save $900. We're fucking ride it out with these lice-infested vermin over here. We may get the crazy Asian doctor who's being torn out of his seat. We may get the crazy guy who's banging on whatever. We get the guy defecates on a serving cart. This is all. This is the petting zoo of airplanes. And we're all doing it because just the same as I talk to Matt every single time, and he's like, oh, we got a flight to St. Louis. And I go, how much is Coach? And I go, $281. I go, how much first class? And I go, $1,656. And I go, fuck it. Now I'm going to go sit in steerage with you guys. But when you people do that, you're doing it to save money. You had a choice. We all have the choice. You people. No, I subject myself to it because I want to save the money as well. But you got to realize when you're in that group, you're not going to hear, please pass the Grey Poupon. Not in that group. You're a bunch of fucking people strung out on pain meds. A bunch of people liquored themselves up pretty good. A bunch of crazy middle-aged broads struggling with turning 50. There's everything under the sun, and you got to go fucking deal with it. It is like jogging through a shitty park at night. Do not be surprised when the gang member tries to roll you. Let's not hear any complaints.
Yeah.
You're back, you're in the fucking drunk tank.
That's right.
And that guy took a shit without lighting a match. Yeah, because you're in the drunk tank. That's where you are in these. But you've done it. You've made the choice. The choice, it's sort of like the difference between self-serve gas and pumped gas. Like, they want you to do self. Like, when you look at that, remember when they do that? It'd be like, back in the day, it'd be like self-serve's $1.89 and pump gas is $4.47 a gallon. It's like, I'm not going to pay $3 a gallon just to have a guy. And you get out of the car and do it. They go, those coach seats would be $241, and business or first will be $1,400. You're like, fuck, how long's the flight? It's like 3 hours. You go, fuck it. But now you're back.
Yep.
You're back.
That's right. Well, one sliver of good news. Long story short, this guy, Mike Good, trying to get home to Charlotte from a quick Nashville business trip. Thunderstorms caused delays. He finally got seated in the last row of the plane just to get home. He needed to get home because he was trying to make it to his twin daughter's father-daughter dance. And he's like, well, there's no way I'm going to make it. And I'm in the back and it's going to take 30 minutes to taxi. So he happened to have that conversation with the flight attendant and didn't ask for anything, just said, oh, this is the bind I'm in. When the flight taxied, I was going to say the stewardess. The flight attendant got on the mic and said, we'd really appreciate it if you'd let him off the plane so he can get to the father-daughter dance with his twins. Everybody miraculously, the one time, stayed seated, didn't try getting their luggage. He ran down the aisle. They let him off. He made it 45 minutes after the dance started, posted a very cute picture, and wanted to thank everyone on the flight for letting him get to the dance. So every once in a while, people know how to act like humans on planes.
Now the grift shall begin, because I got twins, too.
That's right.
I don't want to see them, but SportsCenter's on in 40, and I got to watch that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start playing the twin card, too, now.
You might have to.
Got a father-son-daughter dance to get to.
Huh? What's your daughter's name? Huh?
Rich Eisen?
Keith Olbermann? Shit.
Lakeitha.
Lakeitha.
Dan Patrick.
All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. I am a proud, full-figured, curvy gal.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.